Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Today we're going to talk about our favorite subject, which is sales. All right. I got a cool topic for ourselves today, so let's go ahead and dive right on into it. What is our cool topic for today? Our cool topic for today is taking your 24-hour continuing education courses for your life insurance for your 214 or your 215. Okay. I have a 214 license, guys. That means I can sell life insurance, mortgage protection. That also gives me the capability to sell annuities. Now, the key to success in this regard is every 2 years you have to take your continuing education courses. And it can be kind of fun, it can be kind of boring, it can be all the above, and even okay, it is what it is. It's called continuing education for a reason because we need to continuously keep up with the new technology. We need to keep up with, some of the things that are involved in the insurance industry. And the key to success in this regard is where do you go to find a good program? It used to be where you go down to your local college, and there's still may be some opportunities for you to do that. But I went out online and did some research, and I decided that I wanted to get set up with a company that would kind of work around my schedule and so forth. So I did find a really great company. Now, the key to success in this regard, guys, is once your license is getting ready to expire, mine's in December, but they start sending out these little emails and texts and stuff and say, hey, you might want to go ahead and get your continuing education done. If you don't, then you're going to lose your license. And I'm like, okay, well, the writing was on the wall. So I went ahead and don't like to wait till the last minute. I did that 2 years ago. And I'm going to tell you what, it was like I was getting a real estate license, an insurance license, all this stuff all together at one time. And it was really, really tough, especially, when you've got multiple different studies that you have to learn. So I decided this year I'm going to go ahead and knock it out. So I just did here recently, and it came to my mind I need to do a video about it. So that's what we're doing here today, and that's what we're going to do. Our 24-hour, actually, to get your license here or renew your license here in Jacksonville or Florida in itself, and probably your state too, is you need to take 24 hours of continuing education at least until after your 6 years, and then it goes down to 20. But those 24 hours, they give you some pretty cool topics. So we're going to go over a few things, and I'm going to talk about the company that I decided to go with. Now, the company that I decided to go with was Better C, BETTERCE. Their telephone number is 1-888 501 7330. And what I liked about them was that I got to do webinars too. It used to be because I had this other company that I had gotten signed up for, but you had to read through all this, take all these little tests and so forth and so forth. And my time is just really valuable. So if your time is very valuable, I highly recommend Better C. And the reason why is because they worked around my schedule. Remember, I sell real estate and I sell insurance. I sell all kinds of stuff. But my whole thing was, well, I don't have a lot of time to sit down and do a tremendous amount of reading this time. So when I looked online, I looked to see if there was any webinars that were available, and maybe I could see if I could knock it out in a weekend or so, or within at least a couple of weeks. And I did. Better C gave me the capability to be able to do that within 2 weeks, because they had webinars which were anywhere from 2 to 4 hours that were really interesting. They talked about all different subjects. So we're kind of going to take a look. The key to success in this regard is, some of the courses that I had to take weren't as exciting as you would think. Now, by looking at this particular document right here, to be able to do webinars, and the only one that I had to do that was not a webinar, it was the ethics, and it was also law. Those they wanted you actually to read. They were like 5 hours. They said they were 5 hours, but man, it felt like a whole lot longer. And it took me a couple of days to process the information. Plus, you had a little bitty test at the end of that one, and it was, pass or fail. You get a chance to redo the test over and over again. But fortunately, I passed it the first time, and it was like drying paint. You ever look and watch drying paint? It's not the most exciting topic, but you have to know the legality parts, and you got to know what's going on with the law, and you have to have what they call good ethics if you're going to sell insurance. And believe me, if you mess up on these things, you will pay the price. You can lose your license, or you can actually hurt somebody if you don't do what you're supposed to, and the law will come after you, and they will come after your company. So you need to make sure that you're always above board. That was probably the most boring class that I had to take. I guess if they would have been able to do it where you were able to watch it and kind of interact with it, but they didn't. They didn't have that particular one. Now, the other courses that I did take that I had the capability to be able to, do the webinar. Linda, she is in charge of the webinars. She's really, really great. I have to highly recommend her. She was always on board. She's been in the insurance business for a long time, so she knew her stuff. And when she was doing her webinars, I have to say she did a wonderful, wonderful job. And the manager that was taking role, because see, if you're going to do webinars, they're going to make sure that you're there. If you're not, they're going to call your name a couple of 2 or 3 times, and then if you don't show up for that webinar because you decide to go do something else, you may have to retake that webinar over again and pay attention to it. Now, remember, guys, this ain't cheap stuff either. The courses relatively were not that expensive. I had, like I said, already bought one. I had spent about $110 on it, $120, and I was going through it. It was boring, and so I decided to look outside the box. And I found, like I said, Better See. They had the webinars, and I actually paid for the 24-hour course. Now, you may say, oh, that's a lot of money. I paid $195 for it. And you're probably saying, man, that's a lot of money. Well, my time is valuable. I don't know about yours. And I did not want to have to read through all this stuff and take these little bitty tests and so forth when I could just watch some webinar and get some basic information and all the information that I needed. And here's my little certificates that they gave you. You get, and by the way, they upload these every day. So once you take a webinar and you finish the webinar, they automatically give you your credits uploaded right away. Like I said, the hardest one for me was the law and the ethics. It was really tough. But once you take the test, it uploads, and it takes less than a day for that information to get to the people who are in charge of the insurance stuff. And my simple job is just to, give you some encouragement, say you can do this. It's 24 hours. They say 24 hours in the webinars, yeah. But if you had to read this stuff on your own, it could take me weeks. Because I fall asleep. I start getting, after so much boring stuff. But, for some people, this might be exciting. It's our career. It's what we do. We sell life insurance. And remember, people are dying to see us. So we got to make sure that we get our 24-hour continuing education classes and get them done. Well, the one topic that we did over here, it was 4 credit hours. It was the life insurance basics. They went over the fundamentals. They talked about all the ins and out of insurance and how it works. Very cool class. I like that one, probably one of my favorites. The other one that they did was basics and big data. Like, say, for instance, all the basics, how they come up with the numbers as far as, how we sell our insurance and the price points and all this underwriting stuff that needs to be taught. We learned some great stuff in that particular class. Now, that was a 3-hour course. Now, they break these courses down for you. Now, 19 of these courses, you could have picked other ones, but these were the ones that fell in line over a 2-week period. So I was able to take these courses, and they were very interactive, a lot of great information and great stuff. Also, I took the a 3 hour course, current trends in insurance. They were talking about, what's going on, where things are going to be, with coronavirus. They talked about that, talked about drug addiction, talked about suicide, talked about trends of insurance and what types of insurance are being sold more. And we just talked about a lot of different things. Like I said, these are pretty good courses. But again, these were web courses, guys. That means you got to sit there and listen and look at some really nice screens with some basic information. And they even give you the PDFs so that you can sit there and go over it while you're there and go back over it later so you can use it maybe in your selling career. Also, the next one I took was a 3-credit was disability coverage solutions. Disability is a big deal, and we talked about a lot of the things that dealt with insurance and disability, Social Security, and so forth. So that was pretty intriguing. The next one that I took was a 2-hour course, and this was what the heck is insurance tech. They talked about insurance technology, all the ways we can sell. We can sell over the phone. We can do voice selling over the phone. We can do the Zoom capabilities now to sell life insurance. And it's really, really cool because it used to be you had to knock on the door and go see the people. Now we can call, set up appointments, go out and see people. We can capture a voice, and then they can sell over that, or you can sell right over the telephone, hook them up right directly with the carriers. And we had a great conversation about that. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Also, we had another one, which was 3 credit scores, ethics and unfair insurance practices. That was pretty interesting. They did a webinar on that one for like I said, 3 hours, and it was like, oh wow, being sincere and taking care of your customers and not taking advantage of people really does make a difference. Remember, guys, you'll be a better salesperson if you don't take advantage of people. Don't look at people as though they're numbered. You should have good ethics. If you're in there to help people, remember, if you're wanting to get your license anyway, they're going to be kind of taking your fingerprints. They're going to be kind of checking you out to make sure that you're of a good quality person. But remember, once you start making money and stuff, don't lose focus that the customer is the most important thing, the most important element, because people are, I hate to say it like this, are dying to see you. They need your help. They need you to work with them and show them how they can be successful. And remember, today we're talking about our 24-hour of continuing education in the insurance industry of a 214 or a 215 license. And my name is Gary Lee Stanley. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe and share my videos, because I've got literally hundreds, and I talk about all subjects that's got to do with selling and the things that we run into on a daily basis when it comes to being a salesperson. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what I like to share, and the warts and all, and let you know what I run into. The next one that we had to deal with was the insurance outs of the AML, which basically the AML is money laundering. We talked about that one for about 2 hours, and it was pretty comprehensive. It was very knowledgeable. When you go to work and get carriers, different types of carriers, they're going to probably maybe like Mutual of Omaha and Americo and some of these other ones will want you to go ahead and take an AML course besides the one that you take here. But I wanted to have a little bit more knowledge and understanding of the particular subject, because money laundering is a big deal these days, and you don't want to get caught up in that, and you don't want to run the risk of losing your license or even going to jail because you took care of somebody who was not a good person out there. And there are some bad influences out there that will rock your world. And like I said, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had a very simple conversation today talking about the 24-hour of continuing education course that I took with Better, BETTER, and big capital letters C. They've also got all kinds of different courses. You can get your 220, your 2044, your 220 general lines agent. You can get your health agent license, and at least take the course. It's a 24-hour course. It's 240. You can get the general lines, like I said, agent 220, or personal lines. Agent 2044, which is a 24 credit. Now, these are agent 24 complete packages for agents licensed less than 6 years. Life insurance for 215, 218, 24-hour package. All lines adjusters 620. I'm just saying, guys, this particular website and this particular company, they really did it right, and I'm really grateful. They also give you the 20 credit complete compliance packages, and the affordability to me was perfect. It was under $200. It gave me the capability to work around my schedule. I didn't have to sit there for hours and hours and read a bunch of boring stuff. I really enjoyed the webs. Linda did a wonderful job. Just the whole camaraderie was fun, and she's got a little cat, so you'll probably see her cat. It's an old cat, and today we just had a simple conversation about what you can do, and take 24-hour continuing education classes. It's really important to keep your license, and it also keeps you informed about what's going on, and your state knows that you've done what you're up to. And they upload the information, and they walk you through that simple process. So do me a favor, guys, give me a thumbs up and share my videos. And please remember, when you're selling life insurance, people really it's a life and death situation. So try to do the best you can. Have some ethics. And remember, the law, they're watching. And today we had a great conversation about selling and taking your 24 continuing education hours for your 214 or your 215 insurance license. I hope you got something out of it. And I highly recommend Better See. It worked for me. I'm going to take them again in 2 years. And if you also want to take additional courses to get other licenses, that's the place to go. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I just did. And thank you, CE, Better See, for helping me to meet my what I needed to get done. So hope you have a wonderful day. And now I don't have to worry about this for 2 more years. Okay. All right. CEs. Okay. 24 hours. Oh, crap.